Hello, I'm Michael Burke. Welcome to BCAT's Sector B, the business of Brooklyn. Have you ever thought about a job on the water? After all, the ocean's not far, no matter where you are in Brooklyn. Let me throw out some average annual starting salaries. $35,000 to crew on a dinner boat, $45,000 on a tug. High-speed ferry captains begin at around $75,000. As captain of a private yacht, you're paid roughly $1,000 a foot. So on a 100-foot yacht, you'll earn $100,000 a year. We visited a local program that prepares people for those jobs and others, and we found out that money is not the only reward.
Manhattan Beach, Brooklyn. A boat passes by Kingsborough Community College. It's the Milton Drucker, and today it's being used for observation. It's watching a second boat, the Kingsborough, as it gets ready to rendezvous with a Coast Guard rescue team. But we'll come back to that. The two boats belong to Kingsborough's Office of Maritime Technology, a 2-year program offering an associate degree in applied science.
You want me to take two just in case? Okay, I got it on.
The students are being trained for careers in, on, and around boats. Some will eventually become captains, just like their program director, Captain Tony Delernia.
Hi, Erica. I'm just calling to make sure we're all set for tomorrow. Is there anything else you need from me?
He's also a professor, but his students mostly just call him Cap. By and large, his graduates end up working in what's known as brown water.
Coastal water, harbors, as opposed to the deep ocean, deep blue water type of ships. And so the growth is in the brown water fleet with small vessels. Typically, those vessels are crewed by much smaller numbers of members of the crew. The crew is much smaller, which means that often the crew members have to have both deck and engineering skills.
Unlike most traditional maritime programs, Kingsborough teaches both kinds of training, and that makes their students very employable.
Right now, we have graduates that are working as captains and mates aboard all the high-speed ferries operating in New York Harbor. They're working on tugboats, tug and barge industry in New York Harbor. I have them working on board dinner boats. Many of the dinner boats that are crewed and operated in New York Harbor are crewed or operated by graduates of our program. I have a number of them that are working aboard private yachts. One young fella is about 27 years old now. He graduated in 2003. He's a captain of a private yacht that spends half of its summer in New York City and the other half in South Beach, Florida. I have graduates that are working in many of the marinas. Those that don't choose to go to sea, but they want to have a maritime career. I have one young fellow who's coming out of our program this year who's going to go to Iceland on board a ship.
One of the opportunities that I've recently been presented with is to go out on the UNOL's research boats for an internship over the summer. They do a lot of research, environmental research. They take out marine biologists. I'd actually be going on as a marine technician's intern, so it would be basically working with the engines, working in the engine room, doing the full systems on the boat, plumbing, and basically maintenance and making sure that the boat's going all the time.
In a given year, the entire class includes between 25 and 30 students who spend at least 50% of their time in hands-on training.
We do welding, fiberglassing. We learn how to read radar, learn all the different GPS systems and everything in marine electronics class.
The program consults with an advisory panel to find out which skills are most useful in the industry.
We meet with them once a year. We tell them what we're doing, and we ask for advice. Is there anything new that you would like to see us doing?
On the curriculum, engine and motor repair, braiding and splicing line that's fit for a tugboat, and a big emphasis on welding.
I'm going to do one time for you. You're going to look over my right shoulder. Welding!
People come from all over the country to recruit our students. I just had some folks from Hornbeck Marine, which is basically the crew of the oil fields in the Gulf of Mexico. When they heard that our students had welding and engineering experience, it was like, yeah, send me as many as you can.
What the maritime tech students have been waiting for is finally here. It's a U.S. Coast Guard rescue helicopter, and they're signaling to make sure it spots them. It's an annual training exercise, part of Vessel Technology 1, which focuses on boat handling and maneuvering and on safety and survival.
This training today is part of air-sea evacuation. Should there need assistance from the Coast Guard, either in the form of evacuating a vessel by being lifted off by a helicopter, or if they're sinking and they need pumps, and the Coast Guard's going to send down pumps. Nothing prepares you, other than actually doing it, nothing prepares you to having a $7 million helicopter 20 feet above your head with a deafening roar and 100-mile-an-hour downdraft.
While some students man the wheel and keep the boat in place, others interact with the chopper. The rescue team starts off with a trail line used to help guide whatever comes next. First up, a rescue basket.
With the basket, if you don't have that line, it can spin and just kind of go way out of control with all that wind.
But the basket carries another hidden danger.
That helicopter, as the rotor spins through the air, generates a static charge. If you don't let that basket touch the deck before you grab it, you're getting a shock, 20,000 volts.
Basically what you want to do is you want to use that trail line to bring the basket in and let it touch one of the railings on the boat or the deck itself, and that basically discharges the static buildup.
In a real emergency, a rescue swimmer would most likely go into the water and swim to the ship. Here, he's lowered straight to the deck. The class has already met the rescue crew on a trip to their base in Atlantic City. Now they're getting a sense of what it might be like if things ever went bad at sea.
If I can prepare them for that before they ever really need it, if, God forbid, they ever need it, they've already experienced it once, they know what's going to happen.
If you ever are in a real situation out there where you need a rescue, that, I mean, it gives me a lot of confidence that got a good chance.
The Milton Drucker, a faster boat than the Kingsborough, heads back in first. Right now, the program can only accept from 12 to 15 new applicants a semester. Tony DeLernia hopes that will change as more funding allows for more faculty and bigger facilities.
As we continue to grow, we'll be able to accept many more students. We could run 100% employment rate. If a graduate wants a job, when they graduate from here, we can place them in a job.
Don't forget you turn the wheel a little bit so you can unscrew it.
Not so long ago, many of these young mariners had hardly ever been on a boat, let alone worked one. And many had no idea what they wanted to do. With every day spent in the classroom here, or on the water, that's all changing.
That's what we're here about. Give young men and women jobs, develop their confidence, give them careers, give them a future. I'm an old guy already. My future's all set. My job now is to make sure that others have a good future here.
Bring it a little slack in. Come forward a little bit. Yeah. Easy, easy, easy.
Tony DeLernia loves to talk about the students who have found direction thanks to the Maritime Tech program and by the jobs they landed afterwards.